New at 10, Fargo restaurants, bars, and breweries are now able to serve you liquor via to-go, delivery, or curbside pickup. The new option comes after city commissioners approved the temporary policy today. The change starts today and is in effect for 30 days. Proof of age and open container laws will still be in place during that change. And concerns over COVID-19 are impacting many lives, and that includes how our newscasts have been looking. In an effort to practice social distancing, our very own Mike Morgan, as you can see there, will be giving us some important news topics right from his home a little later in the newscast. North Dakota officials are confronting a logistical battle to prepare the beds, equipment, and staff needed to handle the COVID-19 outbreak. Reporter Hope Sisk has more on the latest challenges they're facing.
Governor Burgum says state leaders are now working on ways to support the some 1,800 childcare providers in North Dakota, while some of those providers are seeing added pressure from older students who aren't able to go to school right now, but still are in need of supervision, while other providers are seeing a lack of income or fewer students as those parents aren't going out of the house to work or maybe feeling a financial crunch right now. He says he's working to have a plan in place by Thursday and wants to see it implemented on Monday. Meanwhile, the governor says 10% of those providers have already been feeling such an impact that they've had to close. All this as those schools are working to have plans in place to continue learning from a distance. Now, Superintendent of Public Instruction Kirsten Basler says those students and administration, teachers as well, won't have the added burden of preparing for state assessments or ACTs for the rest of the school year.
We cannot let the burden of federal assessments detract from the hard work that is occurring developing learning systems that support student learning during this unprecedented time. We have canceled the North Dakota state assessments that are normally given each spring for English, mathematics, and science. We have also canceled the ACT makeup tests.
She closed by encouraging parents right now to maintain routines as much as possible and to maintain a sense of calm to support those students as we all go through this crisis together. In Bismarck, Hope Sisk reporting for your news leader.
Today's new COVID-19 cases include one person in Burleigh County and one person in Walsh County. A third positive test has not yet been linked to a county. In Minnesota, the number of positive cases is now at 235 with one death. Governor Tim Walz is self-isolating after learning a member of his security detail tested positive for coronavirus. Today, the governor signed an executive order to suspend evictions, support small businesses, and address the shortage of hospital equipment during the COVID-19 outbreak. From his home Monday, Governor Walz said he is not yet ready to issue a shelter-in-place order in Minnesota, but is considering it. For the time being, the governor says he and his team are using data to understand if decisions they've made so far are having an effect. Hospitals in hard-hit areas are already running low on supplies, but now doctors in other areas are worried. Tonight, we check in on the rising case numbers and rising need for protection. Here's Valley News Team's Lee Zurich with our COVID-19 tracker.
An email from the chief surgeon at New York's Columbia University Medical Center to his staff describes the dire situation. Personal protective equipment, or PPE, is a limited resource. The head surgeon says N95 masks are already extremely scarce. Here's why. He writes the hospital normally used 4,000 masks per day. Currently, they're using 40,000 and writes that will reach 70,000 masks a day.
Are we setting up our doctors and our nurses who are on the front lines? Are we setting them up to get sick?
Absolutely. A lot of us feel like that we're, that are on the front lines, that we feel like we're really sacrificial lambs, in the situation. We're being pushed out there with really completely inadequate protection.
A Cleveland doctor posted this picture on Twitter, writing they have to reuse gowns and N95 masks. They have no more. Another doctor says she's been wearing the same mask for a week. And as states like New York push for more equipment, doctors in other states wonder what will be left for them.
But I worry about kind of the people that fall on, the back half of the 50 states that it comes time for it to be their turn. I'm not sure what we're going to have left.
Dr. Amy Townsend works in Texas. On a per capita basis, that state has the second fewest number of positive cases in the country. 1.21 out of every 100,000 residents in Texas are confirmed positive cases. Here are the states impacted the most right now, again, when you factor in population. In New York, 78 out of every 100,000 residents are confirmed positive cases. Next is New Jersey, followed by the state of Washington, then Louisiana and Washington, D.C. But a few other states are also seeing a rise of cases: Michigan, Vermont, Colorado, and Illinois.
The National Investigative Team puts up new numbers and videos every day on our COVID-19 tracker. You can find it online and on our VNL News app. A lot of us are wondering how we can help during this crisis. Donating to a charity may come to mind, but you also have to be really careful. Minnesota's Attorney General Keith Ellison is reminding you to do research before donating. Also, watch out for GoFundMes, unless you know the person or group behind it. When you do give, pay safely by credit card. It's much easier to challenge fraud that way. And never pay by gift card or wire transfer. That's a sure sign of a scam. You can find a list of websites to help you verify a charity online or on the VNL News app. The pandemic is forcing more people to work from home, and that new office can present some challenges. Valley News Team's Katie Opperly talked with an IT expert today, asking how you can make sure you're working both effectively and securely from home.
Probably the biggest challenge is connectivity and security.
Sean Todd at Network Center Inc. says their support team has seen a dramatic increase in calls as people are running into challenges working at home.
Go through everything, plug it in. If you have questions, reach out to your IT department, reach out to your technology provider, whomever it may be. Do some bandwidth tests, before you're hopping on a big conference call. Checking
your bandwidth capabilities is important because as more people are home, it can create problems and lead to glitching. Increasing your bandwidth through your provider can help, or Todd says it can be as simple as limiting how many programs are running in your household at once. The other concern is increased security risk. Todd recommends enabling antivirus, creating unique passwords, and enabling multi-factor authentication.
By enabling multi-factor authentication, that eliminates that potential ability for someone to exploit those credentials.
And Todd asks you go a step further.
Ensure that you're encrypting your device so that any information, whether it be personally identifiable information or health information, is protected.
Taking extra measures now when setting up your home workplace can avoid headaches down the road. In Fargo, Katie Opperly, Valley News Live.
Todd says every system is different, so if you have questions about the capability of your technology or concerns about how to activate security measures, reach out to your IT team or provider. Schools are working to ensure students have computers and internet to learn online, but two Bismarck Elementary orchestra teachers want students to have more. Videos like these are music to the ears of orchestra teachers Rob Pesky and Ross Baumgartner. After making sure their students had their instruments, they asked parents to send videos of kids playing. And those parents came through big time. As teachers continue to brainstorm how they can teach online, Pesky and Baumgartner encourage students to simply play.
Music is there for you, is a great tool to use no matter what you're feeling, whether it's happiness or sadness or fear or excitement. There's a song for everything.
Pesky hopes this time, without other distractions, can be a time of real growth for young musicians.